Georgia Highlands has done an excellent job of being part of the medical community and the community at large.
Georgia Highlands is an absolutely invaluable part of this community. I literally cannot imagine how we have become what we have become in terms of one of the fastest growing communities in the country, seeing incredible growth in the business community without the work of Georgia Highlands.
Georgia Highlands has had a great impact, positive impact on Forsyth County residents and beyond.
As somebody who has to deal with public policy every day, health concerns, especially now, are just so paramount. And earning the trust of the community is something that is imperative with healthcare. Certainly Georgia Highlands has been able to do that.
My dad used to go there. You know, I grew up low income, but I definitely would. The services I know are top notch, and it's just great to have that option.
Since 1979, they've been a part of the medical fabric here, and I think that their role has been somewhat unappreciated, but yet so deserved to be appreciated, because they've really been part of the essential safety net for so long, for so many.
Georgia Highlands has been providing medical services to the people of Forsyth County since 1979, when Sisters Catherine and June saw an overwhelming and growing need for medical treatment for the low-income population here. In 1979, we were a very rural community. There were only about 27,000 people living here. So as the community has grown, so too has Georgia Highlands has built capacity to provide services today like no other.
It is vital to what we do, and has been for a very, very long time. It's completely interwoven into the fabric of the community, and you know, I look at it from a broader perspective than healthcare. I mean, that's obviously vital, but looking at it from how we operate as a community, what makes this a phenomenal place to live. Georgia Highlands continues to be a leader in that quality of life.
Being in a county like Forsyth, that lots of times people forget that we have people in need. And those facts don't get talked about. They don't get mentioned. And a lot of times they get forgotten about. And I think Georgia Highlands makes sure that they don't get forgotten about. It's
just been great for the community, especially that it's helping lower income people get health care. My dad used to go there, so it's just great that we've got other options other than, you know, Northside Hospital.
So really from 1979 through today, we are proudly supporters of Georgia Highlands. They are one of our premier partners in the family of human services in Forsyth County. And we are so fortunate to have them here with us and providing medical treatment to those who visit.
For me, it's just been this ongoing process of learning more and more and trying to find better ways to deploy the services of this clinic and other FQHCs around the state. And it's such an important part of so many communities in the way we do deliver healthcare, especially in the day and time that we're in now with the pandemic all around us.
None of us knew what we were facing. Having the help that you guys gave us was just critical at the critical time. I think especially helping get the message out to places that didn't have internet, you know, into the community that had language barriers, you know, of being able to get out into the Hispanic community.
COVID was one of those things nobody saw coming, and it was uncharted waters, you know, and the whole medical community did a great job, but especially Georgia Highlands helping pitch in and do that was tremendous.
I believe that so many kind of wanted to run away from COVID, and I was really proud of Georgia Highlands because I feel like Georgia Highlands embraced COVID. Despite the dangers to their staff and to themselves, They really created ways to be able to serve the community in a very unique way that they really had never seen before. And so I think they created opportunity, vaccine clinics, testing sites, getting out of the office and being outside to provide services. We'd never done that. Telehealth visits. They just didn't let COVID stand in the way of them taking care of their community. And I think that's a trademark for Georgia Highlands.
We fared pretty well, and I attribute a huge portion of that to the work of Georgia Highlands, because the organization was so proactive and so thoughtful about identifying the areas where Georgia Highlands could help, Georgia Highlands could make a difference, and took action on that. And we can look at communities around us, communities throughout not just the region but around the country that didn't have a Georgia Highlands, or if they did, they didn't have a proactive version of what you're doing. And I really can say that you know, of course, it's always a team approach, but the work that you all did had a huge and measurable impact on how quickly we, both from a health standpoint, but also an economic standpoint, recovered from the impact of COVID.
To know that Georgia Highlands is using so many of their resources to help behavioral health and mental health with the delivery through telehealth and in-person services is truly a benefit for this community.
I think Georgia Highlands adding mental health services and telepsych services has been crucial. I think they saw in their patients what was needed, as well as in the community. There was a gap in services, and Georgia Highlands, as always, rose to that service and provided not only care that would be supplemental, but also primary care in the way of mental health, and recognizing mental health as a primary responsibility.
Mental health has been a huge uptick. It's been in a crisis mode that a lot of people don't realize. We've seen it from county government. I've heard about it with just things we've seen through our courts, things we've seen through our jail. Thank goodness that there's some type of care that's here, because a lot of times people that are, they don't have the means, they don't have the money to look for health care, and they think, I have nowhere to turn. And I think having somewhere in our community like Georgia Highlands that's been here for decades now that they can turn to means everything to a family that's in crisis.
I remember in 2018, Todd coming to me and saying, I would like to treat the whole patient, mind and body, and how convenient would that be if a patient who needed primary or preventative care could just walk down the hall or to another floor and receive mental health services as well. We loved that idea and went with it. So with a little help from United Way, we provided some financial assistance for Todd to develop that program here at Georgia Highlands.
I feel like every time I walk in the building, I'm just amazed at how crisp and clean the healthcare is in the building, how friendly everybody is, how inviting this is. This is such a great place to receive healthcare, and how many lives you've changed, the trajectory of lives and families. I think is something that if you just added up the cumulative total of good that happens inside of these facilities at Georgia Highlands, it's immeasurable.
Well, we're always proud to have a great business or something like Georgia Highlands in the city, something that makes us proud and helps the community.
No matter your socioeconomic level in life, you need to have wellness in your life. If you have the opportunity of having a place like this, you need to have that. Everybody needs that. You don't need to wait until you find out you're stage 4.
Georgia Highlands, it's not just a free clinic, it's also more than that. We provide care to not only just patients who are uninsured, but patients who may be underinsured or patients who do have insurance. It's for everybody. And I think that message has gone out now far and wide, and I think it's really shown in the growth in annual visits.
Georgia Highlands is the community partner, and the work that is happening here and the quality of work that is happening here and the quality of care that is given here and the philosophy that that the leadership has here of being a community partner. You're not out on your own. The organization is really interwoven into the community, and that makes you all very special and unique and incredibly valuable.
Georgia Highlands doesn't turn anyone away based on their ability to pay. However, they have doctors that will rival, and a staff that will rival any doctor's office in Forsyth County. I was a patient of Georgia Highlands at one time. I would still go to Georgia Highlands today. And in fact, you're actually helping everyone in the community when you do support and use their services. Very professional, very caring, hometown medical treatment.